And so I created a framework that has helped me to stay on top of my goals, achieve my goals, and also help other people to do that as well. So I'll be sharing most of the things I'll be talking about today. I'll be sharing based on my own experiences, what I've also seen people do, and what you can do differently, to get ahead of your goals, whether they're financial goals, business goals, self-care, personal development, academics, family, love, relationship, whatever goal it is, just that structure and framework to help you put it in front of you and go after it in a way that you actually achieve it, right? I would like the class to be as engaging as possible. So if you have questions, feel free to let me know. Interrupt me at any time to say, oh, Bestie, what do you think? Or how can I do this? Or just stop me at any point in time so that we can get value, as much value as possible from this. Stella, please also let me know how long I have to speak so I don't go beyond time. I'm very mindful of time. And again, I apologize. I'm really sorry about the late start, right? So let me know how many minutes do I have?
You have 45 minutes, so we
Okay.
were thinking of using 30 minutes for the class and then 15 minutes for questions because we think maybe people will have
Okay.
questions.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So we're just going to start from so I'm going to start to ask us how many of us have already started writing down some of the things we are looking to achieve next year. Just do show of hands. By show of hands, and using the reaction button, how many of you have already started planning for the new year? 1, 2, okay, 3.
But we actually did a mini introduction yesterday, and we all wrote out goals and kind of did a review of last year and then had like mini goals for next year. And this is like,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. So, so what we'll be focusing on, so I'm glad that you already did that part of the reflection and reviewing of your goals, auditing your goals, because that's one of the things I was going to talk about, which is 3 mistakes to avoid when you're planning for the new year, whatever you're doing. So, and this is something that people mix up, or it's a common mistake, which is avoiding to do that reflection and review, which I'm glad that you guys have done it. But I also just share a few things you may want to consider going forward in your review, whether or not you did it, right? So in terms of reviewing your year, a few things that is important. So there's this quote, I'm sure some of you already know: an unexamined life is not worth living. Any life that is not, if you do not assess your life and give yourself very honest feedback, no one is going to do it for you. You know your life better, you know your goals better, you know the things that you want to achieve. You are the pioneer of your life, so to speak. You're at the forefront of your own life. And it's important to, before getting into this new year, really dig deep. It shouldn't just be a one time off, you did it only during a workshop. Spend 2 days, 3 days, probably a month, just reflecting, reviewing, and going through all the things that you did the previous year in order to set the tone for the new year. And what are some of the questions that you may want to ask yourself? Number 1 is, what are the things you're grateful for? Right? What are the things they could be like the very tiny things. For me, one of the things I'm super grateful for this year is just the ability to be there for my family, right? So I'm married, I have a 4-year-old, I have a large family, extended family, and while doing my own personal review, I was glad to know that this year I stood by my family. I put my family first, in spite of all the work responsibilities, business responsibilities, just general other things that we do for other people, for other organizations. I was able to put my family first, and that's one thing I counted as the things I'm grateful for this year, because it creates a sense of wholesomeness and fulfillment, just knowing that your family is well, you're a part of their lives, and you're making the most of the time you have with family, right? So that's one thing. One of the questions. So I've just listed out a few questions from the DYBL, the the Design Your Best Life Planner. If that's not something you've already done, you can just list it to do on your list for the year, right? On your review list. So just give me a few seconds. Let me just go back to that. Are we still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. So one of the questions to ask yourself is, what are you grateful for? And do a thorough review of that. The second question to ask yourself when you do your review. Yeah. The second question to ask yourself when you do your personal review is, what did you do phenomenally well the last year? What are some of it doesn't have to be a lot, it can just be 2, 3, but rate yourself. What did I do extraordinarily well? What are the things that I said I was going to achieve the previous year, which in this scenario would be 2023? What did you commit to doing, and did you stick to, and you achieved it? And then write it down and give yourself that honest review and honest congratulations, right? So, and it's a way of appreciating yourself. It's also a form of self-love, self-appreciation. If possible, take yourself out to celebrate those wins that you achieved for the year, right? It could be the little things. Go get your nails done. Call somebody.
Tissue.
I'm sorry, guys.
Tissue.
It's in the bathroom.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
It's in the closet. I'm sorry, guys. So it could be the little things, like I said. It could be just you taking yourself out, getting yourself a beautiful dress, something to make you feel appreciated, and respected, or congratulating yourself for the things you've achieved. Another thing you want to ask yourself is, what could I have done better? What did I do that I could have improved on? Perhaps you set a goal to make $50,000 the previous year. What could you have done better in terms of that goal? It's in the closet, Emily. The closet in the sitting room. Thank you. Please shut the door. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, so I think I almost lost my train of thought. But my apologies. Okay, so what could you have done the previous year? So even if you decide, even if you met your goal of, say, $50,000 for the previous year, for 2023, what could you have done better? Did you have the resources, or did you lack the resources? Could you have extended to $100 or $100,000? What could you have done better? And that review is important to see what was lacking, what was missing in your list of things to achieve that you could not do. If it's comes to your academic goals, for example, maybe you set a goal to write 5 articles or publish 5 research papers. And maybe you did 2, or maybe you even achieved the 5. What do you think you could have done better to have improved on that, to improve your academic goals and your career, essentially? Then another question to ask yourself is, who or what helped me to manifest the best version of myself? And it's important to review this, because throughout the year, we meet all types of people who support us, people who pushed us, people who motivated us. And that's when you should really take the time to speak to these people to say, thank you for your support. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for helping me achieve this particular goal. It doesn't, many people don't do these things because they need the thanks, but it's just good value to be very appreciative of people who support you, to be appreciative to your family, appreciative to your friends, mentors, coaches, and to respect those relationships, essentially. So also take some time to ask those questions, highlight those individuals in your life who have supported you, who have been understanding, whether, it could be financially, it could be just that knowledge that irrespective of all the things I went through, these persons or these people were there for me. They helped me to stay steady. It could also be like spiritual parents, right? But it's important to take that time to thank them. Don't just write it down in your journal or in your reflection journal. Do the activity, call them, send a text, get them something, a gift. It doesn't have to be so expensive. And this is as people who are ambitious, people who are purposeful, you have things you're looking to achieve. It's important to build those relationships, right? Because it's those types of relationships we leave behind for our families, for our children, for just the community that we have around us. So it's important to nurture those relationships, send those thank you messages, and continue to grow from there. Another question you may want to ask yourself is, who and what were my time wasters? What are the things that took my time? For me, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, or with you ladies, one of the things that I spent time on, I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't spend a lot of time in front of my TV. I'm mostly in front of my computer. But every now and then I take time to watch K-drama. I love K-drama. So on Netflix. But I also, when reviewing my goals, know that it was a time waster for me. It took my time. Because I would spend every 1 to 2 hours every now and then watching, K-drama people, right? While it was entertaining for me, it's also something that can take my time. I recognize that. So for you, recognize the things that Stella says are on his Instagram. Recognize the things that wasted your time. It could just maybe it's not even something you really indulge in so much. But if it takes your time, if it can cause you to get into a loop where you become unproductive with your other goals, unproductive with your other plans or the things you wanted to do, it is a time waster. If it's a relationship or a friendship where you spend time, someone said TikTok. If it's a relationship where you spend time just gisting and it was not adding value to your life per se, it's a time waster. If it's an activity that wasn't really adding value to you, you were just, so even on Instagram, for example, some of us go on Instagram and just watch funny videos and we just keep scrolling. 1 hour passes, 2 hours passes, you drop your phone, and 3 hours later, you pick it up again and you spend another 3 hours of your day on these platforms. Sometimes you're not even commenting, you're just wasting the time. You're not learning anything new, you're just there. So it's important to identify these time wasters, these people, relationships, even organizations, sometimes are committing time to different activities, volunteering. It's not adding one drop of value to our lives. And so identify these things and write them out. Be very deliberate and honest with yourself. Write them out and identify how you're going to improve your life going forward from there. Another thing is, what lessons did I learn from the previous year? And lastly, what will I do differently to improve my life going forward? So what are the things you're going to put together? What are the things you learned from the previous year? Maybe you learned that you should value family. Maybe you learned to separate your finances. Maybe you learned that when you spend 2 hours undistracted, focusing on an assignment, maybe your studies, you achieve more progress doing that. Write it out, so that because it's those lessons you learned that would help you to improve on your goals for the new year, right? And be a lot more intentional and deliberate. So those questions, if you need me to take them again, I'm willing to do, but those are just some of the things that I wanted to share with us, right? Excuse me, just give me a few seconds. Are we still here?
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, we're here. And I was asking if you could quickly recap the questions again before you move on to your next point. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so one of the question is, what am I grateful for, right? Okay, just so your comment. What are you grateful for? Just give me a few seconds to go back there. What did I do phenomenally well the previous year? That's number 2. Number 3, what could I have done better the previous year? So for you, 2023. Number 4, who and what helped me manifest my best self the previous year? Number 5, who and what were my time wasters? Number 6, what lessons did I learn? And number 7, what will I do differently going forward? And spend time thinking about it, reflecting from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and just writing those things down. I hope that we all got that. I hope we got it. Okay. Yeah. So the next thing that I see people make mistakes on is planning, or rather setting goals for the year without having a vision, right? The Bible says, where there is no vision, the people perish. I don't know how many of you are Christians, but I like to refer to the Bible as my roadmap. It is what I use as a guide for all the things that I do. If I set a goal and there's no Bible scripture to back it up, I don't even bother. If there's something I want and I do not hear, there's no vision around it, there's no revelation around that thing, and it is not aligned to my destiny and my purpose and what God has said to me concerning my life, it's not going to happen. I don't even bother trying to put it down as a goal, because it will not happen, right? So it's important that, and this is something that people make, it's a common mistake area. It's a common mistake that people do. For the things you're looking to achieve, what is the overall vision? Why is it important, right? It is an error to have 2 eyes and still not have a vision. You can have people can see, right? Vision is not about your ability to see or your ability to think. It's about creating a purpose and a direction for your life, and seeing it clearly enough to set goals that are aligned to that. So when you set as you're thinking about 2024, thinking about the things you want to achieve, what is God saying about it? What is the purpose of that thing? What is the vision around it, right? Because when you have a clear vision, it's easier to set goals around that. So one of the things that so I'm going to give as much example as possible so that it's a lot relatable, right? So for me, in 2019, 2020, I knew God was telling me to expand my my business into the global market, right? And I didn't know how that was going to happen. Well, I wrote it as a goal, right? down the line, 2021, 2022, 2023, because I had written it down, all the things that God had said, this is what I needed, this is what I need you to do concerning this goal. I saw it manifest in 2022 and 2023, right? So because if you have a vision, if you have a clear direction, sometimes many of us will not see God come to us and say, oh, my daughter, oh, my son, I want you to go to so and so place. This is what I need you to do. It may not be a very clear voice. It may not be a dream. It may just be a still silent voice, or a nudging in your heart, a nudging in your spirit, or even a scripture, right? A prophetic word, a verse in the Bible that strongly resonates with you. And then you take that and you plan everything else around that. And the powerful thing about it is when God speaks, or when you have a clear vision, or when you have a direction for your life, everything else that you do around that is more aligned, right? It's because even when there's distraction, you know that there's a bigger vision. Even when, things get tough or difficult, because there's that vision, it helps you to keep going. It helps you to weather the storm. It helps you to push past the difficulties. Because honestly, I'm not going to sit here to say, because you have a goal for your life, you will not meet challenges, or because you have a vision for your life, you will not meet challenges. You meet all sorts, all sorts of challenges and difficulties. Amelia, can you step outside? Please and thank you. Guys, just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Are we still here, please? Are we still here?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to go into, some of the questions you need to ask yourself when. Thank you, Chisel. So some of the questions you need to ask yourself when you think about your vision and what you're looking to achieve for the new year is, number one, think about all the things that can. So first of all, what is God saying concerning your life, right, in 2024? What is that message? You don't need to wait till 31st night when you stand in front of in church and your pastor is in front of you, and you don't need to wait till that time. Take time. So it's a very deliberate action. You take time, you sit down, and you identify or sit with God to get a direction for your life, right? So what is God saying, right? And write it out. Let it be clearly seen. Let there be a clear vision that you have identified that God is saying concerning you for 2024. When you get that, a few things to ask yourself. Because when it comes to goal setting and vision planning or vision boarding, and setting a vision for your life, it's not just about I want to be successful. It's about what things do you need to do to get there, right? It's about the actions. It's about the habits you build. It's about the personality, the value system you develop in order to be able to get there, right? So think about who you need to be. Think about what you need to do. Think about what you would have as a result of that. And I'm going to give us an example, right? Let's say, for example, you okay, let me throw it to the house. Let me throw it to the room. Who's willing to share one goal they're looking to achieve this year? So we use we use that as a template, right? Who's willing to share? Anyone? Anybody? Okay, so Stella says she wants to write a book. Right, good. So that's something you plan to do, right? You want to write a book. Why is it important? What does God say concerning that? How does it tie into your life? Right? So say, for example, you want to write a book on academic success, right? Or you want to write a book about goal setting, right? Or even something else in your field. So let's just say goal setting, for example. You want to write a book on goal setting. How does that tie into who you are and what God has said about you? Is it, are you writing the book just because everyone is writing a book? Are you writing a book because you have a message specifically to share with a group of people? Or you believe that more people need to know that thing that you're writing about in order to be successful? When you have a clear vision and how that is going to impact, why that is important, how that is going to make a difference in the world, right? That gives you a better perspective and staying power. So having a why, having a vision, having a purpose for your life, before even setting any type of goal is so critical. And another thing to now think about is and list all the types of things that can be limitations for you. Many times there's so many things that stop people. Sometimes it's self-doubt. Sometimes it's finances. Sometimes it's what will people say. Sometimes there's so many things that prevent us from getting to the vision or the goals and the plans we set for ourselves. So when you get to that vision design phase, right? When you get to the point where you're thinking about your vision, thinking about your goals, ask yourself if time. So I've categorized a number of the challenges or the pushback that we face as individuals into 3. Sometimes it's time, sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's money. For some people, it's one or the other. For some people, it's everything holding them back, right? Fear of what will people say, fear of failure, fear that, they're not good enough, right? Sometimes, oh, I don't have the time, I'm too young, I'm too old, nobody's there to help me. Thirdly, it could be money. I don't have the money for this right now, right? So when you get to that vision planning stage of vision designing phase, you need to ask yourself, if these things do not exist, if I have all the time in the world, Stella says ours is fear mostly, right? And I really get that, because we all have some sort of fear or the other. So that's why it's important to understand the vision and then ask yourself some of the questions I would ask you, I would share with you right now, in order to set a direction and a perspective to help to improve your chances of success, right? So if time, money, fear were not limiting factors, if they were not existent, if you had all the money in the world, if you had all the time in the world, no distractions, if you had all the what's the next thing? If you were not afraid of failure, if your success is guaranteed, if your success in writing that book, if your success in publishing it, if self-sabotage is not existent, if there was nothing to fear, right? So you need to think about your goals from a point of abundance. The resources you need already exist. The people you need already are there. The time you need is there, right? If none of the challenges or the fears that you think about do not exist, who will you be? Who will you be? And think about this in line with all the goals you are looking to set for yourself, whether they're academic goals, financial goals, personal development, family, community development. If all the challenges, all the difficulties that can stop people do not exist in your life, you have everything. So when you start thinking about it from that place, you really can create a true vision that aligns. You set goals that align with that vision. So the first question is, if money, time, and fear are not limiting factors, who will you be? Who will you be? What kind of person do you need to be, or will you be, in order to achieve those goals? So if it's, and I have a list of goals that you can plan or set for yourself: spiritual or ministry goals, right? Health and wellness goals, family and friendship goals, business and career goals, wealth and financial goals, personal development goals, social and lifestyle goals, community impact goals. So for those of you who are students, you're in the academic phase, your academic goals could either be in relation to your career or personal development, right? You don't go to school just because. You go to school to influence your career or your business, or to build your personal skills, right? So it could, your study goals, your academic goals can fall under any of these: business and career or personal development. But think about how or who you need to be in order to achieve the goal that you desire. Sometimes you need to be a lot more critical in your thinking. So let's say, for example, let's give an instance. Stella wants to write a book. Who will she need to be? Writing a book could be a business or career goal, right? Can come under business or career. Who will you need to be, or who will you be? Who do you need to be in order to achieve that academic goal or that career goal, right? You may need to be a lot more consistent. Sometimes you may need to be the kind of person that researches. You need to be a researcher. Sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone. So think about the person you need to be, the character of the person that can achieve that goal, who you need to become. Because if you don't become the thing, right, you cannot get it. If you're not consistent, if you do not know how to spend time to research, if you cannot break down your thoughts or write down, maybe, if you don't have that patience to write things down as they come, or the skills that you need, if you cannot become those things, it's most unlikely that you would achieve those goals, right? So think about who you need to be if all these things are not, all the challenges are not limiting factors. Number two, what do you need to do? So if time, money, fear were not limiting factors, what will you do? If you personalize it to be, what will I do? After I become this thing, what will that make me do? It may mean that you need to spend 2 hours every day writing. That's what you do. The next question would now be, if fear, money, and time were not limiting factors, what will I have? As a result of becoming, then you do, then you will have. Then you'll have a best-selling book. Or let's not go too far. Then you'll have a book. The book you desire to write on goal setting, for example, personal branding or marketing, whatever it is, right? So the vision is important. Becoming the person that achieves that type of goal is important. Doing the things to help you achieve that type of goal is important. Then you will have those things. So think about so understand this very clearly. In order to achieve any goal, you need to first become. You need to be the kind of person that achieves that goal. You need to do the things that helps you to achieve that goal. Then you will have, right? So it has a lot to do with your thinking. It also has a lot to do with your actions. Then you will have. Sometimes when it comes to the have stage, it also means the resources you need to have around you in order to achieve that, right? It could be the friendship you need to build, the connections you need to build, the places you need to get to. So think about your goals like that. Another question or thing to think about is, what do you need to believe? Because sometimes our thinking is what holds us back the most. One of the top things that holds people back is, what will people say? What will my family say? What will my friends say? So kill those belief system that pushes you or stops you from becoming the best version of yourself, or holds you back from setting those goals. When you have that clear vision, when you understand who you need to be, what you need to have, what you need to do, then you can start building a vision board. Some people go ahead to build vision boards. Okay, thank you, Stella. Some people go ahead to just put pictures on a vision board and think that that's what's going to make it happen. You have to become the person. You have to take the actions, take the step. Then you will have your goals and your vision realized, right? I think the last thing I'll just say quickly is planning. When you plan for your goals, I've seen people who they have goals, but they don't plan for it. And I'm just going to share one strategy very quickly, one framework for achieving any type of goal or planning for your goal. I'm sure some of you know the SMART framework, which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, right? The SMART strategy or the SMART framework. How many of you know what I'm talking about? How many of you know what I'm talking about? Okay, awesome. So there's a SMART framework, but what I want to share is called the 5 W's and 1 H framework for goal planning. And what does that simply mean? It asks the question, what? So 5 W's, it's easy. What, why, who, where, when, and then the H is how. So 5 W's, 1 H. What, why, where, who, when, and then how. If you're able to ask yourself these questions when you're planning your goal, what do I want to achieve, right? Why is it important to me? Who do I need in order to achieve this goal? Where do I need to be? Sometimes you need to change your location. Sometimes you need to change your environment to achieve certain goals, right? When will I complete it, right? Every goal must have a timeline, because that keeps you on track, helps you to measure your progress. And then lastly, how will I make it happen? So the first what is focused on activity. The next, the why. So what is about the activity, what you want to achieve? Why is about purpose, right? Who is about people and partners. Where is about location. When is about timelines, and then how is about the process. So how is about, so I want to write a book. The first thing I need to do is research the topic. Number 2 thing I need to do is write the book, actively put down my thoughts and the research I'm getting, and putting it down. Number 3 thing I need to do, design a cover. So those specific steps is what entails what is contained in the how. And you need to be clear on these things, because if you're not clear, then achieving it might be, very unrealistic, right? So those are the 3 things I wanted to share with you. Number 1 is being, the failure. So doing a review, auditing yourself, and really planning, and really reviewing the previous year before you get into the new year. So that's important. The second thing I shared is vision. So people do not really have a vision before they go ahead to set their goals. So for you, what you can do differently is to build a vision, have a clear vision, and set your goals from that perspective. And then number 3, have a plan. And the planning, you can have goals, but if you don't have a plan to achieve those goals, it's just wash. It's just talk. So, and I just shared the 5 W's and 1 H strategy for 1 H framework for planning. So ask yourself these very, deep questions. It's actually easy. So ask yourself these questions: what, why, who, where, when, and then how. And you would watch every single thing you want to do come into place if you put in the work. So again, You can talk, we can talk from now till tomorrow, but action speaks louder than words. So take action. I hope that you take action today with everything that you plan to do, whether they're financial, academic, whatever they are. Take action, and I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your time. So thank you, Stella. I think that's it for me. I hope I'm within time.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome. So if you have any questions so far, if you want me to, explain one of the things I said, please feel free to ask. You can turn on your mic and ask your questions directly. You're welcome. You're welcome. Peace, Chisom, Okonye Joy. Awesome. Stella, any questions? Yeah.
I have a question. Can I go ahead?
Okay. Yes,
So
please.
in the place of vision, I don't know if you can
Say that again, please.
can you hear me? I said in the place of setting a vision, I don't know if you can explain that a little more. We know we have different aspects of goals want to achieve financially, health wise, relationship wise, career wise, and so forth. Do you need to essentially have just a single driving vision for your entire life for the year, or you need to have a vision that would have to be defined for each of these sections of your goal? I don't know if you understand my question. I don't know how best to frame it, but I'm how do I set up a vision for what I want to achieve for the year 2024, or do I have to just frame out a vision for every single thing, every single area of my life that I want to build or develop upon?
Okay, that's a very good question. So when I say vision is not necessarily for only a particular area of your life. Your vision should be your entire life. Right? Let me give you an example with my life. So God gave me a vision about my life. So one of the things that is critical to me is being a person of value, right? Being a person of value. When I got into this year specifically, the vision that I took with me into the year is that wherever I go, whatever I do, that value has to shine forth. The light in me has to shine forth. And everyone has different visions. I'm just sharing mine, right? So, for you need to have a grand, what's that grand thing? What's that big thing about your life? And then when you set those goals for the year, they should align to that. Let's say your vision for the year is, or your vision for your life is to, I don't know the best way, because everyone's vision is different. But whatever your vision is, I'm trying to look for the simplest way to analyze this. Okay, so let's say your own personal vision is to be a global what's your field? What's your field, Chisom?
Oh, I'm a researcher. I do research in cancer biology.
Research on cancer, yes. And the vision for that, for example, is to be a global research scientist, for example, right? That comes up, will researches on the solutions to cancer issues. I don't know the best way to put it. You would say that better, right? You would say that a lot more better. But let's say you want to get into the global, your vision is to get into the global space to change something in your field or something in the things that you do. And that is your grand vision. when you do set goals, when you're setting career goals, for example, it means that the things you're going to do in your career should align to that vision. When you're setting family goals, it means the kind of family you build and the time you spend with your family, the things you do with your family are also aligned to that. If you are building a family or getting into a relationship, you would not get into a relationship with someone that doesn't believe in that vision. You will not raise your children or do things in your family or engage in activities in your, relating to family that does not align with that vision. I have a global vision for my life. It's not just Nigeria. It's not just America. There's a global vision, global value vision, right, for my life. When I discuss with my husband about our goals for the year, it is aligned with that vision. If I have to do things, if I'm going to pick any engagements, speaking opportunities, it has to align with that vision. If I'm building my business, it has to align with that vision. If I'm writing a book, it has to align with that vision. If I'm going on a vacation or changing my lifestyle, because I know that I have a global mandate, I carry a global value, right? It means that when I take care of my body, when I set my fitness goals, they align with that vision. I cannot be unhealthy and think that I'm going to live build a life of global impact, right? I cannot be sick. I cannot be poor. I cannot be mediocre. I cannot write a mediocre book because I know the exact vision for my life. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you, Chisholm?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
So have that vision in place, have that clear direction of where you're going, and plan all your other goals connected to that, right? Yeah, so that's how I'm going to approach that. Any other questions for me, please? Let's take advantage of this, right? Feel free to ask your questions. Anyone else? Let me see. Okay,
Okay. Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Good evening. I just about finishing my degree in psychology. I want to know, at what point did you know what next to do? It's like at this point in my life, I am at crossroads, not knowing which particular course to further in my master's and whether to pick up the work of a psychologist or to move into another direction. Like you said, you had God gave you a vision. I want to know how. I want to know how were you able to understand that this is a vision and to pursue it with all clarity without confusion?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that question is so critical because we go through different phases in our lives, right? We go through phases. So for me personally, my vision as I've not always been clear about my vision, right? I've not always been clear. The way I'm clear now, and I'm talking to you, it has not always been clear. I've gone through phases of doubt. I've gone through phases of uncertainty. Oh, how am I sure that this is what God wants me to do, or this is what I should be focusing my energy on? So it's normal. The way you're feeling and you're feeling like you're in a crossroad, that's normal. My advice for you would be take some time. Take some time to pray. Spend quality time studying the word. So you may not have, oh, my daughter, this is what I want to. You may not have a very clear voice, but relationship with God, and I say God a lot because I believe that we're not here by accident. We're not here for nothing. I have seen I have seen God work in my life, right? And so I can tell you this for a fact. Spend some time asking questions and say, God, what do you want me to do? And ask for a sign. Ask for a sign. Ask for a sign to confirm. Because and when you ask for those signs, they really do show up, especially when you have, like, your heart is really in tune with that. You're avoiding distractions and, negativity talk you out of that moment. So you could spend the next few days just, instead of just thinking about, the fact that you're at the crossroad, you don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Instead of just focusing on that, ask God for direction. God, what do you want me to do? What are you saying about this? And some things will drop in your spirit. The challenge sometimes is that when these ideas come, they may sound like they don't make sense. How does that concern me? How does this, why should I do this? Some things, and how you know that it is God speaking is that you cannot do it by yourself. It's not something you have the capacity for, right? It's usually would not make sense to your human mind, human capabilities. So spend time praying and spend time listening, right? Take the time to pray, take the time to listen. And when you do that, you get direction from God. I know that from a fact, right? It could come in the form of, someone coming to you, walking up to you to tell you something, and that just strikes a chord. It could be you're watching something on TV and that strikes a chord. You may just be reading something and that strikes a chord. And take note of all these, things. I always have a journal. In fact, my daughter was I have plenty books. I have plenty journals. Like my daughter, I recently got one, and she said, my 4-year-old girl, she said that it's not mine, that it's pink and does not have any letter B. So, and it has letter A on it, so it's hers. So always have notes. It could be your notepad, could be your phone, have a journal around you, but always write these things. And in time, it would make sense. But don't let the fear of coming to that crossroad stop you from moving ahead. Right? I hope that helps. If you still need some clarity, need to still speak to me, you can reach out to me. Stella will drop my contact detail, and you can always reach out to me, ask me your questions. Someone has another question here. Peace, does one really get over the fear of starting? Yes, you definitely have to. You definitely have to. You will get over it. So, the fear of starting is normal because of uncertainty, of course. You're not sure if it will work or not. You're not sure if, you have the capacity for it or not. But that's when to go back to your vision. That's why it's important to have a vision, have a strong vision for your life, because your vision propels you. If you know that, okay, let's use a practical example. You're very hungry, right? You're outside of your home. You know you have food at home, or your friend has told you that, oh, I have food at home. I've cooked something. It would, no matter what you're doing, because you're hungry, because you need that thing, it would propel you to because you know that there's something, you would be motivated to get home or to get to your house and to eat that food. So if there's something you desire, and you have a vision for it, that vision pulls you to it. It attracts you to it because your eyes are and your mind is on that vision. So even if you're afraid, keep your vision in front of you. Why do I need this? What has God said to me concerning this thing? And let it pull you in, and do it even when you're afraid. You let it still pull you in. Okay? So getting over the fear of starting, in order to do that, have your vision in front of you, have your why in front of you, and you will get over that fear. Another example I would just use is, sometimes for people, fear of starting. For me, how I have overcome fear of starting as well, starting any project is when I think about the danger of not doing it at all. What will I lose from not doing this? How much will I suffer from not doing this? Sometimes that project is connected to my finances. Sometimes it's connected to the impact I want to make. Sometimes it's connected to my business. So when I understand the danger of not doing that thing, right, the negative impact it will have on me and all the people connected to me, I find strength, I find motivation. So find that vision for yourself, and let it keep you motivated towards your goals. Stella says she has a question. Please go ahead, Stella.
Yes. Is there an echo?
Yeah, there's an echo. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is there still an echo?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I actually have questions. I think about 3 questions, and I want to try and to word them in a way that would sound like, so that you would understand it without also without. I don't know the word to describe it, but let me just go ahead and just ask. So the first one is with regards to visibility. I've done quite a couple of work, especially in regards to the community and also in terms of trying to impact people. And I do get people come to my DM to say, oh, thank you for this, thank you for that. I found this resource helpful and all of that. But on a will I say global scale? I'm scared to use the word global because I don't think I've reached there yet. But in a way, in terms of visibility, I still feel very, very I still feel I'm behind, I'm not even there, people aren't seeing me. But I have really impacted a lot of communities. Recently I got the opportunity for a really, really big opportunity, and when the panelists were asking me questions about, the impact they have done in my community, they weren't very convinced about, the impacts I was doing in the community. They kept asking me, oh, we see you've done this, we've seen you've done that. We've also seen that you have a community, you call it the student safe space. Okay, what do you do with this community? And, when I try to tell them, okay, this is what we've done, this is what we are even doing. We've hosted events, we're hosting quarterly events every year to help students. We've recorded successes. We are still a small community, but we're really building. They didn't seem quite convinced. And it was really heartbreaking because there are so many people who have gained from that community. And I still feel like I'm doing something, but I'm not there. So how do I get to that point where, and I'm trying to strike a balance between not, making myself appear as who I am not, but also trying to show what I'm really doing for the community that I'm serving. So how do I strike that balance and still put myself out there?
Awesome. So I have a few questions for you. Number one, what is the student safe space about? Right, number one. Number two, do you have a platform? Do you have a website for it? Do you have documentation for it? Have you documented everything about it? So over to you.
Okay. So the only platform we have currently that is very active is a WhatsApp platform. We started to move into the Twitter platform, but it wasn't so easy to kind of manage it together with other activities. So I wouldn't really say that we kind of have an active Twitter platform. We also have a Facebook platform, but just like the Twitter, it's not as active. The most active one is the WhatsApp platform.
Group.
Yes.
So that's where that's what the problem is. Not everybody would see your WhatsApp community. WhatsApp is so encrypted and closed spaced. It's not a global place. right?
Mhm.
One of the things that I would recommend you do and set as your goal for this year, if this is a community that you're actively building, you're making impact, nobody can see the impact. Set up a website for it. Set up a website, have a Facebook group, have a LinkedIn page for it. One of the mistakes we make as people building or creating impact community leaders, especially from our part of the world, is we play small, we play minute. Some people play small and they still have a website. We play very minute, right? We downplay the things that we do. I know that you said, or you don't want to sound like something like somebody or you're not. If you're really doing the work, you're doing the work. It doesn't matter what I don't see why you should not talk about it. If you built a community of, let's say, even if it's 10 people, you're supporting students, you're doing the work. You spend time every day doing the work, right? I'm so sorry, guys. That's what happens on a day she's at home. So build a website. Actively talk about the things you do. If somebody, in the course of engaging with your community, achieves a goal or is successful, talk about it. Come online, come on LinkedIn, for example. Go on your WhatsApp, go on your website. Have a website, have a structure, a real structure around that. It's when you don't have a structure that people, when you say it, people say, oh no, I don't believe you. Because there's no evidence. There's no proof. There's no globally recognized proof for the things that you're doing. So get a website for that. Take every chance you get to talk about the things that you're doing, how you're doing it, and let it be properly documented. In fact, if possible, let it be a real organization. Some of us, we just build communities. There's no real structure around it. It's not registered anywhere. It's not like we're just it's like pouring water inside baskets. Everybody can see that you're really pouring the water. The floor will get wet, the basket will get wet, but it's flowing out, right? That's wastage. You are definitely impacting people. The people will know you, people are getting benefit from that, but right, there's no evidence to really back it up. So that's what I would recommend you do. To really put yourself out there, create a structure around your community. There. Any
Okay,
other
so
questions?
the second question is about like you talked about vision, and you mentioned that at some point you were not sure, you were not clear, and you were at this phase where you didn't know if this was where you should go and how you should go. How are you able to decide on what specific like vision to go about? And for instance, I have this vision that I believe God showed me like way back in 2019. I remember I discussed one of them with you when I was telling you about, the vision to do the projects back in Zamfara. But then there was also another vision that was supposed to start off from that particular, it was supposed to be a starting point for that particular vision. And I cannot honestly say that that vision materialized at that time. However, after that particular project, it became a little bit clearer what I was supposed to do. And then I was trying to work on it. It looked really big and I was really scared, to be honest. And I tried to, start it off, find people that would work with me and all of that. But the truth now is that I'm not sure whether I should, if there is a way to merge it together with my student community, because that vision is sort of slightly different. It's still impacting people, but it's kind of slightly different. How are you able to gain like clarity as to know what exactly God was saying in terms of a particular vision to follow?
Okay, awesome. So So from my experience, as you walk with God, or as you go about your day-to-day activities, seeking God, it gives you directions for so many things about your life. It tells you so many things. It doesn't just say, this is the only thing I want you to do, right? It may give you so many things or instructions, right? One of the things I've also learned is that everything is connected. Everything is connected. So when I started, women empowerment, creating programs to support women, I did not start with Bestie Network Africa. I'd always had that interest. I'll call it interest because that's what I thought it was initially. I didn't know it was a part of my life. I've always had interest in women learning, women, coming together, teaching women, speaking, just training women and empowering women and creating platforms to help them thrive. But I started doing it in the pageantry community or industry. So I was doing it as I was doing it in that pageantry sense, competition or women coming together, what they talk about, their ideas, business related. So not just beauty. That was what I first was in. That was the idea that I had and I was working on. And the interesting thing is that I found opportunities to do that. I would get a call, oh, Bestie, come and speak to this woman. Oh, Bestie, come and do this. And those things helped to shape my idea or my ideology about that vision. It helps to build capacity for the vision, right? It was later on I realized that God wanted me to invest in women, not for beauty's sake, but in terms of real capacity development for personal development and business. Right. So in the course of if God gives you a vision, the way to know that this is what it is, number one, it would make provision for it. It would give you opportunities to express it. Sometimes the reason why we don't get to those points of expressing it is we're so distracted, or we're letting fear, we're afraid, we're just giving that distractions that come along the way. If you have a vision, God will make provision for it. And so it's now is your responsibility to take action concerning those things. And it could be the little things, but the more steps you take towards it, the better. The clearer it will become. I like this quote by I think it's Mark Zuckerberg. It says ideas don't come out fully formed, right? They become clear as you work on it. And that's how it is with God. If God gives you an instruction, it's in the working, it's in the doing, it's in the taking action that things become clearer. Sometimes you don't need to merge everything at once, but in time, the more you work, the more you take action, you follow instructions, right? Because journeying with God is like a test. It's like exam. It's like school. You go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. And the more you follow instruction, the more, everything becomes clear. So I would say, spend those time. If it's not clear, I'll still talk to God. God, what do I need to do about this? What do I need to do? He always speaks. He will speak in different ways. Could be from your vision. Could be you're just sitting down and an idea just pops in. Write it down. Ask him, God, is this what you want me to do? Or give me a sign. Give me a sign. Just always ask, for a sign. It's not pride, it's not arrogance, it's nothing. You're speaking to your Father, and it does give signs just to let you know that, is there and is in control. I don't know if I answered your question fully. Please let me know. Okay. You said yes. You're welcome. Any other question? Ugochukwu, Elizabeth, Joy, Das, Chika, Peace. Any other questions? Sambi. Any other questions? Did everyone get the tip on planning for their goals? Okay. So I think since there are no more questions, okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Since there are no more questions, I would like to offer, how many people do we have here? We have 13 people. I'm launching a new planner this month. Well, it's a digital version of the planner. So I'm going to share with Stella a coupon code that you can all use to access it for free. It's a digital planner that you can use it. It contains, several things, weekly planner, monthly planner, so and so. And I know you'll find it useful. So I'll share it with Stella. So you can all access it. You can use it to start planning for your year and just use it to keep track of the things you want to achieve for the year. Okay. You're welcome. I think somebody said they have a question. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Chika says, Chika, you have a question. Please go ahead, speak or type.
Ma, I want to first of all say thank you for the gesture. This is such a big opportunity. Thank you so much. Guys, I don't know if you know, but this planner literally helped my life in 2019, 2020. And honestly, to receive it as a gift, I wasn't expecting it. Thank you so much, my bestie. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. I'll share the link as well as the coupon code. But it would be for just the people. I think I'm going to count the people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Anyway, it will be for this community specifically, and the people who are here, right? What I would also just ask is, when you do get it or go through it, please leave a comment or a review or what you think about the planner, and just to let me know how you're using it, how it's helping, Yes. Chika, please go ahead to ask your question. You're all welcome anytime. Stella is my person. I'm so proud of Stella. Chika, please go ahead to ask. Yes, go ahead to ask. You can unmute. You can unmute and just speak. Hi, Chika. Chika, are you still there? You're muted if you're speaking. Or you're on mute if you're speaking. Stella, are you there? I don't know if it's just me.
Yes, ma, I'm here. Maybe Chika can type in the chat if he's having issues unmuting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Still.
Okay.
Hello, Stella, are you still there? I don't know if it's just me, but
I'm here. I'm here. I think it's from Chika's end. I don't know if he's unmuting, but I cannot hear him as well. And I
okay.
don't see him type in the chat box. Maybe he can ask the question later and then I'll send it to you.
Yes, that would also work. That would work
Okay.
fine.
Okay, so I want to first of all say a big thank you for this opportunity. I really look up to you, bestie, and honestly, I'm amazed by all the good things that you keep doing, especially for like women
Thank
community
you.
and empowering women. I'm really honored to have you speak at this event. We don't take it for granted at all. And I would like for every other person who is in the call to kindly say a kind word and show appreciation to our guest speaker, not only for the insights. I mean, I have I have my notes full with jottings, but also for like the free gifts that we are also going to be receiving here. So please kindly type a word in the chat box and just say a word of thank you to our guest speaker.
Surely will. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing that, Gochuku. You're most welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Like I said, Stella is my person. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Stella. And yeah, I'm very privileged to do this. I'm just glad, and I hope that we will not just be hearers, but we'll take all of this knowledge and these opportunities to improve our lives. I see Ugochukwu's hands up. Please go ahead if you want to speak.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Sorry, I didn't get to introduce myself when we first started. I was trying to get ready for the webinar, but it's fine. Thank you so much for your time. I just wanted to appreciate you for this time and just say something kind of somebody asked a question when she was in a crossroad and she doesn't know what to do and where to go to. And I think I was in that crossroads some weeks ago or some days ago. So I am in Nigeria currently. I'm a product manager and I recently got married. My wife is in the US.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So, and I co-founded an IT company, an IT services company. So we're into creating IT solutions for businesses and not just creating, ensuring sustainability, which is one of the problems that I identified in the business ecosystem in Nigeria. You could see so many failed businesses and there's need to actually put sustainability in mind. So we're building to last, not for a short time. So yeah. So we recently started and I was a co-founder and my partner happens to be my senior brother who is not in the country. So particularly based in Nigeria. So I was working with I was working for clients and I with my connections over here in Nigeria, we got one of our first contract which we just delivered and it was building a professional website for a company to the aviation industry, into aviation services and all of that. So something happened along the line. We had one of our UI UX designer he went against the company rules and got the clients from the back. And as a startup, we did not really have a lot of resources to hire talent. So the guy leaving the company was kind of a setback, and amidst all these things, I was also looking at getting my MBA and of course joining my wife in the US. So, but then I was confused. We just started this business. I'm the one in Nigeria. My senior brother is not in Nigeria. And I'm looking at growing the business, growing our influence first from Abuja. So we could at least have something to show for. Then now my wife is in the US and I need to go. How is it that I'm not serious about the business, or how am I gonna manage the two of them? So I was in between choosing to either stay back to grow the business or go to US for my MBA. But something happened, like that was my crossroads. So yeah, it was just things going through my head. I could remember me and my wife have plenty issues. Sometimes she'll ask me, she'll think you are not serious, I'm not really serious. She'll be like, am I the one pursuing for MBA or stuff like that? But she doesn't really know what was going through my head. So, but I kept praying. You also mentioned the place of prayer, which is so important. So something happened recently after our UI US guy did what he did, and we're trying to hire more persons. So one night my partner sent me a message that, oh, he thinks we have a structural problem and a foundation problem, and he wants us to pedal down, stop every activities of the company, and let's plan, let's kind of restructure and try to rebuild or something. So at that point, I was not happy because I already had 2 meetings I was scheduling with some potential clients I needed to go meet. Then he just recently just comes up and say, "Oh, we should leave everything." I was like, "What's going on?" Like I wasn't happy, but on the long run, I just said to keep quiet. I said, "Okay, you've been praying for God to give you directions and for Him to probably lead you where you want to go. Doesn't maybe he wants you to depend on this one and pursue your MBA, and the signs does not really come before, they come after you get step here." And like you said, if God gives you a vision, He will only give you a vision. And He's always speaking. He always makes a way. So, but now because of this class, I kind of getting more confirmations and more but I don't know the right English, but let me just put confirmation that, okay, I think you need to focus on self-development and your MBA and grow yourself more, then come back to the company later. So that's just what I want to share, and I want to say thank you. And what I just said, I've not told my wife. She might get to hear it. So
don't worry, we won't
thank you
snitch.
very
We
much
won't,
for
we
your
won't tell her
time.
before you.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah. And for all the uh, resources, the uncommon knowledges you've shared with us this night and with me in particular. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. And I really, understand, when you talk about that crossroad with business, being an entrepreneur, especially in the tech, startup space is hard work, right? And as many, it's not easy. In fact, I think life in general is not easy. We looked at our parents and we didn't know the struggle they were going through just to stay afloat. It's interesting that they really did what they did to raise us. And as people growing and raising our own families, getting married, achieving big things, and just doing the things for me, I am now very appreciative of my parents, right? And what they put in to build their own lives and also build the lives of their children and give us everything that we had growing up. Life is not easy, And little wonder why people slip into depression. People just say, "Oh, I'm not doing this anymore." They commit suicide. It's not, I think it's expected because it's a tough road. So for everyone who is facing the storm and just keeping it going and making those tough decisions, my word for you of encouragement is keep going. It's never going to get easier. You'll look back and say, "Oh, okay, those were the good times." It's going to get tougher as you go, but if you're someone who if you've built a relationship with God over the years, you would also find strength and courage and hope, faith to keep you going. You would also find wisdom to keep you going, sound counsel that will keep you going. So don't overestimate the value of such gatherings or even listening to the voice of God. God speaks in different ways. So I'm very glad that you found this session valuable, and I really wish you all the best. It's some of these decisions are tough. To even get to that point to make that decision, it's tough. But if you've gotten there, it means you would keep going. God will give you the strength to keep going, and and I wish you all the best. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, ma'am. So we will round up the sessions today. We don't have much more time to do some further things. We would have created vision boards today, but that is if you would still want to stay a few more minutes. I can quickly just show you maybe how to do that. But if you already have other things or engagements, then it's okay. We can call it a night. I mean, we've already learned so much from today and from yesterday. Please also, last thing, we would send feedback forms to the group. Kindly fill out the feedback form. It really helps us to improve on the events and programs that we create in subsequent classes. And it will help kind of steer us in the right direction and to show us areas of improvement. Thank you all so much for this night. Thank you also, my bestie. We cannot thank you enough. We are really grateful for all the information that we've received this night. Okay, Jason says she can stay. Okay.
You're most welcome. I wish you all the best with the vision board. That's a very fun activity. So I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best, with the rest of the year, and great success in 2024. Thank you for having me, and enjoy the rest of your night.
You too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll tell you something.
So, guys, are we willing to stay a few more minutes so that I can quickly show you how to create a vision board? If it is okay, please just say it's okay and we will stay. Okay. I see one, it's okay. I see Chisom. Okay. Okay. Redmi 10A and DATS, please, I need to know your names so that I can also reach out to you for your gifts from my bestie. So please let me know your real names so that I will know who it is, because I don't really know who it is. All right, so I have a lot of OKs. I will quickly share my screen and then we can do vision board. So I will also show you snippet of how the Notion template planner will look like, and how you can use it. I will just show you a snippet of it, and then you can customize it how you like. But let me just quickly share my screen so that we can do the vision board. We already passed our time by about 16 minutes. Sorry for the, okay, Carolina, thank you. Also, Das, please, can you tell me your name so that I will know who it is? Okay. So I will share my screen now. Let me know if you can see my screen. Yes. Can you see my screen? Okay. So I will just quickly show you how. So by the way, I use a free canvas. So this is not paid version of the Canva. Also, the reason I don't know how many of you got the cardboard papers, the glues, all the things we sent in the email. If you got it, just raise your hand so that I would know that you got it. Did anyone get it? Okay. Okay, my name is Esther Ogechi. Okay, that's nice. Okay. Yes, okay. Awesome. So I will just show you how to do the okay. I will show you how to do the virtual one. I had to like think up a better plan to do this one because I wasn't sure if everyone was going to get the materials that we will need for creating a vision board. The reason why a vision board is important, and I just want to reiterate this, is because usually when you have a vision board, it's easier for you to be able to see. It's not enough for you to think what you want to do. It's also important for you to be able to see. Our mind is very, very, very strong. And I say this like with all form of seriousness. What you can see in your heart, in your head, it's more possible for you to be able to visualize it and bring it to life. If you cannot see it in your mind, you will not be able to bring it to life. And why I say this is because it's you see people when people write down things, and when you write down things and put it down on a note, it begins to take form. When you put it into a picture and then it is plastered in your mind, you wake up every day and you see it, you're reminded about it subconsciously. Subconsciously, your body and your mind begins to align towards achieving that dream. And then you begin to see opportunities that help you realize that dream. And that's the reason why I'm emphasizing that we create vision boards, because with the vision boards, you have it on your phone. You can use it as a wallpaper. I actually used mine as a wallpaper. So I see it all the time when I want to open my phone, or you can use it as a screensaver when on your laptops or your tablets, whatever digital device you use. Because I mean, digital devices now are the most reliable way of having or storing information that you want to see often. And that's what we're going to be doing here, using the digital version. I mean, like we're taking advantage of technology to help us get closer to our goal. So simply what I would do here is to type a vision board template. So you see I'm on templates. So you see there are already like templates of vision boards. So you can see this is vision board templates. And you can see there are already different types of vision boards here. Some are free and some are paid. We'll just choose one and then customize it, yeah? So let me pick something that is not too complex. And mind you, this is also a free account, so I will try as much as I can to pick something. Yes. So maybe let's take okay, let's take maybe this. No. Okay, let's take this one. Okay, so let's customize this template. So I clicked on this one and it took me to this place. So all I'm going to do now is I want to check for, no, sorry. So let's say, for instance, I have 4 goals or say 5 goals. I'm just going to look through my notes with what I wrote yesterday. So obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone by now know that I want to write a book. So you can see that we have like these small boxes that when you click, it would like, so you see, these are like pictures that this is also like, I think this is grouped. So let me see if I can ungroup this. Oh, it's not grouped. So these are like boxes that we can use to customize what we want. So what I'm going to simply do here is to just rewrite this. So you see, I will just quickly write vision board, and I will delete this. And let me keep this here. And because I think I'll use this later. So I'll just take this and then I would. So remember that we had the ideas of the types of goals that we want to set. Yeah. So remember yesterday there was a list of goals that we made mention of. So we're going to be using that as a template in setting or designing this vision board. This can be bigger than this, it can be smaller, depends on what you want. You can also still change the layout of this page, just turn it into something else. And then you can do whatever you want to do with this particular vision board. Just make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, it fits what you want to use it for. So let's say, for instance, I want to let me pick one goal from something I've written before. I'm not looking at the chat in case you want to tell me something, or just type in the chat and I will just, yeah, I will see it from here. Okay, so let's say, for instance, I want to create a lifestyle or travel goal, and let's say I want to travel to one country next year. So what I'm going to simply do is let's say I want to travel to Greece, for instance. So I'm just going to put Greece here, and I will just look for a picture. Let's say Greece. Let me see if Greece is here. I don't know if, let's see, Greece. Ah, awesome. So you can see that there are pictures of Greece, like travel to Greece. Oh, I love this picture. So let me put this picture here. So no. Nope. Can you increase it, please? Oh, sure. So increase it, like, is it in terms of
Zoom in. It was like narrow. Like, can you zoom in the template that you're working on?
If I can
is it
zoom it
possible you can zoom in the image, your screen or whatsoever? Like the template is looking a little bit.
to zoom it like this? Do you mean like this?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, better now.
Okay. So let's say, for instance, I want to put Greece. So this is actually template, not a picture. So, oh, it's in template. So let's go to style. Wait, element rather. Sorry, not in design. Go to element here, and then let's look for Greece. Okay, so we have pictures. You can see there are pictures of Greece, but this is pro, which is like paid version. We don't have paid version. This one is free. So let's take this one. I'll drag this one. So this is a picture of Greece. I'm just going to put this here and maybe just take this one. I will take this one and drag it somewhere here and maybe make it bold so that it's easy. Oh no, maybe here. Yeah, maybe here. Okay, and then maybe I'll just put some effects just so that it looks kind of fancy. Okay. Oh, no, this one is better. Okay, so I have Greece here. Let me look at another goal. Let's say, for instance, Okay, okay, maybe we'll do let's do financial goals. So maybe let's what will I put now? So someone, okay, maybe another person give me another goal that we should put here. So it's not just me. What other goals? So I put travel goals or lifestyle goal. So maybe someone else give me another idea of what we should put
Academic
here.
goal,
Okay, academic goal.
fitness.
What is the actual academic goal? Give me like an actual academic goal.
Good grades.
No. Good grade is not.
Let's say
It's not.
make
Mhm. Make what?
Make a GP that is will add to your value when you're graduating, like make you up to having a first class, like each semester or each session.
Okay. So let's assume, for instance, that would be to okay, let's say make 4.8. So let's look for study. Let me put study here. You can also download pictures from Pinterest. Sorry. You can also download pictures from Pinterest if you're like you really want to make this look very nice. Let me just quickly show you that so that you know that you're not limited to just pictures here. So this is how you do it. You can see already I have like pictures here for study. You can see studying. You can even see study abroad. You see? Assuming you're looking for a scholarship, this is also like study abroad. You can see this pictures. But assuming, let's say, for instance, you can't find any picture here that you really like, and you want to put a picture that represents what you're thinking of, you can always go to Pinterest. So what I'll just simply do is, wait, yeah, I need to remove this thing. How do I remove this thing? Okay, let me say I want to go to Pinterest. I can go to Pinterest. Can you still see my screen? Can you see Pinterest? Yes. Okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so you can come to Pinterest and then you can search studying and you can find whatever aesthetic you would like. For instance, I want to do study in beige aesthetic. If I'm looking for beige colors, if that is your thing, so you can still put it in a color that you really like. So studying beige aesthetics, and it will bring out all the beige colors. You can see all of these pictures are free. All these pictures are free. So you can decide, okay, I want to get this one, or I want to get this one. This one looks really nice. I like this. Or you can put like A grade. Let's put A grade because we want something that shows student is okay, yeah, student, and then you can see that it pops up. Like it pops up. Can we mute, please, just so that we can be able to? Yes. So you can see that we have like A, we have this aesthetics, we have this one, you see 96% here. We have A grade here. We have 91%. We have this one studying. You know, these are all aesthetics that you can use. We can even have this, you can also have this affirmation. I will pass my finals. I will pass my classes. I will not be defeated. I will finish strong. I think I like this one. So when you come to this place, all you need to do is just to click here and then you download this image. When you download this image, then you go back to Canva. Guys, I'm sorry, there's this thing that I don't know how to remove this thing from my screen because I cannot see my screen. Okay, so we'll come back to Canva. Let's go back to Canva. So I'm going to head over here and then okay. Nope, this is not where we were. Give me a second. Yes, we were here. So we'll head back to Canva And then you go to here in uploads, yeah? So we came back to uploads. Actually, let's download more pictures. I will just download more pictures just in case we don't like that one. So let me go back to studying page aesthetics. Page aesthetics. You can use whatever pictures you like, some or colors that you like. Yeah, you can use something colors that you like, because I mean this is for you and it's really about you. So you can put something that resonates with your spirit, something that when you look at, you're very happy to see. Yeah. So you can do, for instance, you can see this one. This is shows like studying with a daily planner. This one, okay, maybe I will put this one. No, not this one. Let me just quickly find something that looks nice. Okay.
Please, Stella, I want to ask,
Mm-hmm.
can we put all this stuff in the cardboard sheet? Because I've written down certain spots in the vision board, but I'm saying that with what I've written, everything cannot be contained here. Then there also should be space for achievements, answered prayers, the affirmation. I'm looking at the vision board and seeing it cannot be fitted alone in the cardboard sheet. That's what I want to know. So, apart from this, can we also have it in a, what are they calling, in a kind of an app form? Is there an app you can recommend? Though I know I work more with what I see. Before I will remember to go to my phone and click there, might always keep my mind. So I want to know how you plan to use this vision board, as you say. Thank you.
So for the vision board is basically for you to be able to put like a pictorial picture of what you are hoping to achieve. Yeah. Honestly, I think that it's possible for you to, in a way, get I feel like it's important for you to put things that are very important on your vision boards. And if you notice, I'm only limiting like the goals to just one goal. I'm not putting like several goals. Of course, there are probably other plans under like lifestyle and travel, but you see, the major one is for me to travel to Greece. Yeah. The major one here is to maybe make an A. Yeah. The major one in other areas could just be one basic like major goal. And if you have a cardboard paper, because I used cardboard paper before, if you have a cardboard paper, you should be able to fit. Now, as to whether there is a digital platform, of course, there are digital platforms. And I mentioned that I was going to share the Notion template. It's actually here somewhere. And in my Notion templates, I'm just going to quickly sort of show you a little bit of what it looks like. So with the Notion template, you can easily, sort of have all the things that you plan, like all of these things, it can also be here. Yeah. You can have like, for instance, this is like a schedule for your day. This is what your bookshelf is. So books that you want to read, maybe you have online books, you can, create an archive here. You have like job applications, you're just finishing school and you're considering some places. There is like a tab for job application. This is like the quick link, but these are like all the things that are inside like this particular template. You have like a resume where you keep different types of resume, your cover letters, whatever it is you want to use to apply. You have the Pomodoro timer, assuming you're still in school and you're studying, or you have to, keep timing of particular things. All of them is here. And then you have an archive to sort of archive all the things that, when you're done with them. So for instance, if you have like a goal, like you can have also a place, there's also a place for like a goal, like the major goals that you want to achieve per year. Yeah. And in those major goals, you can like write out. So for me, in my own personal Notion planner, I have a place where I journal every day, every week rather. And in that place, I kind of like write down everything I'm grateful for, what I think I could have done better. And then for my goals, I have like a place where I have all the big goals, and then where I break them down, to quarterly goals, to monthly goals, to daily goals, to just to know what I need to do per day to be able to achieve those goals. Yeah. Basically, what you do is to like have all of this in one space. And that's why I mentioned that I was going to share this. This one is mostly tailored for what's it called? Students. So for instance, in the schedule session, I didn't want to go into this now because I was going to share this later. So you have like a schedule, yeah, for like a week. And you can always add like a new schedule by clicking this already pre-built template, yeah. And then all you need to do is, for instance, in the table, you can just organize all you want to do. Say, okay, you have a lecture, and then you put the name of the course here, and then you can put the details if you have, and then you can type what hour it is, and then you decide, oh, is this online or offline, and then decide what day it is. And then in the activity section of your Notion planner, it will assign all the courses to which day it is in the week. So it will assign whether it is a Monday, a Tuesday, whether it's a Wednesday. As you can see, nothing was assigned on Wednesday, so nothing is popping up here to assign like it's on a Thursday or a Friday, Saturday or Sunday. And this becomes like your weekly planner, like your weekly routine. You can see what you need to do. You can see all this stuff. Also in this same planner, you're still going to be able to see things like the goals that you've been able to achieve. So usually I would recommend that you do review of your goals monthly. And the review of your goals to sort of tell you whether you have started the goal, if you're on track, if you're off track, what you need to do. And, if you've achieved that goal, you can check it off the list and it will disappear from your goal setting, your goal plans. So basically, you can utilize the Notion planner to kind of, will I say, put everything together here. What I'm talking about in this vision board, which I was mentioning before, is for you to really see the end result. Everything you're doing in the Notion planner, everything you're doing right now, that you're doing now, is towards a particular goal, yeah? But you need to start doing, like committing daily actions towards that big goal. You will not be able to achieve it if you don't intentionally start planning day to day, week to week, month to month. For instance, if you need someone to write your recommendation letter and the application deadline is finishing or closing in 2 months' time, you don't wait till 2 months' time to start reaching out to them. Your goal setting or your goal template will tell you, oh, this is when I need to reach out to this person. Let's say I need to reach out to this person 1 month from now. Yes. So your timing, your goal planning kind of tells you, this is what I need to do. And you need something to track it. Of course, the big goal is for you to get the scholarship, but there are steps that you need to do to be able to get to that scholarship. And that is essentially what you do with the Notion planner. What you do with the vision board is to see the end result. The end result is getting the scholarship. So that when you get the scholarship, you can say, yes, I have achieved this goal. But then you need to do the daily planning, the weekly planning, the monthly planning, and the quarterly reviews to be sure that you're on track or if you're off track. And that's essentially what we're doing with the vision board. So vision board is essentially for you to see the big goal. However, Notion planner is for you to do the daily work, which is very, very important. I mean, if you don't do the daily work, you might as well not plan. So I don't know if I answered your question in respect to that. Can I get a confirmation? Did I answer your question? Hello? Okay, so I cannot hear her, so I will just continue. So here we will just write so I will just use maybe let's use this one, and I'll write, no, I want just one. Okay, so in this case, we're going to write make 4.70 over 5 over 5.0. Let's just say this is what we want to make this semester. And let me remove the effect on this because I don't want any effect. I just want it to look clean. Yeah. So, and then I'll put it as bold and we can just keep this here. So this is just me just whipping up something. You can make it cooler than this. It can be finer than this. Just something that you really want to look nice, something you can see every day. Then another person should give me another goal that we will add here. Something else that we'll add here. Anyone, any volunteers? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. We have 6 spots. So we have 4 more people, no, 3 more people to give us suggestions. Yeah? Anyone? Am I the only one talking to myself? Okay, someone is typing. Body health goal. Okay. So what specific health goal is that? Because if you notice, all these goals are very specific. Greece is not just to travel. Greece is a specific place. Making 4.70 is very specific. Okay, so lose weight, very good. That means we will put something that has to do with gym. Yes. So let's look for gymming here. Gym. Let's say gym background. Okay. So let us look for, so great. I see one here. This one is too big. So let us look for something that depicts losing weight, which would mean hitting the gym. Or we can even type lose weight. Let's see if we can find. Oh, awesome. We have something here. Okay, everything is pro. Everything is Canva. Okay, so we've seen one. So let me put this one here. So this one is for lose weight. Yeah. And so how much weight are you looking at losing? Do you have any idea? Yeah, eating healthy is also part of losing weight. I will just see if I can find a better picture, but do you have an idea how much weight you want to lose? No, I think this one is better. So the constraint here is that we don't have, I can also put this one. Let me just make this smaller. Vision board. So let's say we want to lose 10 pounds, for instance. So I will just put lose 10 pounds here. Lose 10 pounds of weight, yeah? So we're just going to add, let me duplicate this and use this here. So here I'm going to say lose 10 pounds. Lose 10 pounds of weight. Yeah? So this has to be more specific, yeah, but just so that we don't crowd up. Oh, lose like 2 kg. You well, okay, so let's say we will lose 10 pounds of weight this year, yeah? So I'm going to put that here. So another person can quickly volunteer, get a fully funded MBA. Awesome. Fully funded MBA. So let's say MBA. Yes, we already seen. Awesome. So we have, so you see I'm reserving these very big spots. So maybe we'll put the MBA there. So you can see that I have issues finding free version of some pictures. Remember again, I said, if you have this problem, you can always go to Pinterest and find free pictures. So let's head over to Pinterest. So let's say MBA, fully funded MBA. Let me just write fully funded MBA. Let's see if we can find something. Okay, awesome. I like this one. So let's download this. And we'll go back here. And sorry, I'm always doing this thing because there's this thing on top of here that I don't know how to get rid of. So I'm going to just go here in our uploads and upload this file from my file because now I've downloaded it. So I'm just going to put it here. And then I would just drag this here. Oops, no, we cannot fix it here. And let me put this here. Nope. This is not fitting it. Oh, okay. So we have problems with fitting this into this space. And I cannot expand this thing. Okay, so I need to find another picture that will fit this space. Let's look for another picture. Okay. Okay, let's do this one. Let's download this picture. And I will just quickly put that here. Okay. And yeah. Let's see. Still doesn't work. Let me put this here. Still doesn't work. Okay. So guys, I will just leave this like this. We need to find a way of nope. I need to find a way of adjusting this layout in a way that it allows for us to put pictures, but you get the point. Then the last one, can anyone give me another goal, one last goal so that we can add here? So while that is going on, I will just quickly add get full funded MBA. Full funded MBA in the US. Yes, any other person? Or maybe we can say travel the world. Okay. I will just add travel the world. And yes. Oh, okay. I see a picture in the group. Let me look at that. Ah, okay. Let me see if I can add this one then. Let me put it here. And let's see if I can upload it on desktop. Images. Nope. What's the name of that thing? I think it's this one. Okay. Okay. So let's okay. This is not bad. Okay, so I will put this one here, fully funded MBA in the US. And then last but not the least, let's say, okay, get published paper. Okay, let's look for published. Published, no. No. Published journal. Publish journal. Journal. Okay. Let's see if we can find pictures here. Nope. No, publish scientific journal. Let's see. Okay. Maybe I'll use this one. This picture looks nice. So let's download this image and then put it here. And now we can upload this. So let's say you want to publish this journal in the Journal of Biochemistry, yeah? So let me put this here. So we have Journal of Biochemistry, and I'm going to change this color because I cannot see it. Or I'm going to say publish journal. No, publish scientific journal. Yeah. Control all, and let's reduce this. So let's say this is the biggest goal, yeah? So I'm going to just do this and I'll change the color to white because it's easier to see that way. So this is done. And now you can see we have successfully created a vision board that we can use as a template for what we want to do in 2024. And this essentially is very easy. I mean, it took us, how very little time, but this is essentially the idea to creating a vision board. And then you can now download this. You click on share and click on download. I prefer you use JPG, JPG. It's going to be clearer. And then we don't have the option of increasing this or the quality either because this is not paid version, but this is really fine. You can download this, and then when you download it, you can use it as a wallpaper. And let's look at what we created. Let's see how it looks. So you see, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. You can just put this on your screen, on your wallpaper, and it will just remind you of the things you are doing, or just remind you why you started what you are currently doing. And this is a very great way of keeping your mind focused on the goal so that it doesn't trail, because we sometimes get distracted by the middle of the year, by the third month, we're already distracted. Seeing this alone on your phone all the time sort of reminds you of why you started and what the end goal is. And I hope that this would really help you. I would really love to see you create your own vision boards. If you don't want to share it on the group, that's fine. But just try as much as you can to create a vision board. If you have any issues, feel free to reach out to me, and I will be very, very happy to help you. We've really spent longer than I expected or anticipated. But I'm hoping that you learned a lot from this class. If there is something you need me to explain, please feel free to write in the group because we're ending this meeting now. And I will really be very, very happy to help out with any questions that I know. And if there's any question you have for my bestie, please let me know as well so I can ask her and relay to you the answers. If you need to speak to her one-on-one, I will ask for permission to share her contact and I will give that to you as well. I will not gatekeep. Thank you all so much for coming for this event. I'm really and immensely grateful for all of you that joined. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you, Chisom. Good night, everyone.